So today, we're going to dig into something that's happening kind of quietly right under our noses. You see, as the whole world is sprinting towards this digital-first, AI-powered future, a huge number of people are getting left behind. And it's not because they don't have talent or motivation. It's because they lack the basic skills to even get their foot in the door. Let's break down how this digital wall is getting built and what it really means for millions of people.
Just think about it for a second. When you're looking for a new job, what's the very first thing you do? You probably grab your laptop, you go to a job site, maybe you polish up your LinkedIn profile. The whole thing is almost completely online. But what if that very first step was a wall you just couldn't climb?
Because for a huge part of the population, especially for people who've been out of the workforce for a while, the digital world isn't a gateway to opportunity, it's a locked door. And this, right here, is the core of the problem we're unpacking today.
Okay, let's start with a really fundamental truth about our economy right now. Digital skills, they're not just a nice-to-have on your resume anymore. They are the absolute non-negotiable price of admission.
Just look at this number. It is staggering. In Australia, a massive 87% of all jobs now require at least some digital skills. And we're not just talking about software developers or designers here. We're talking retail, trades, admin, pretty much every field you can imagine.
And this chart shows you exactly where those jobs are hiding. Over 80% of them are posted online. So if you can't navigate an internet job board or a social media platform, you are essentially invisible to most employers. You just can't apply for a job you can't even find.
But, it's not just about having internet access. This slide gets to a really critical psychological barrier. It's about confidence. 1 in 3 job seekers feel so intimidated by the technology that they just give up before they even start. Simple stuff like filling out an online form or uploading a file, it can feel like a mountain they can't climb.
So here's the crucial point. We have to start thinking about digital literacy in a completely new way. It's not some specialized skill anymore. It is a foundation skill, right up there with being able to read and write. It's the basic language of how we work now.
So you can see how this isn't just about a few people struggling to find a job. This skills gap is creating a much bigger problem for all of society, a widening divide between who gets to participate in the economy and who doesn't.
This chart, wow, it says it all. There is a direct, undeniable link between a person's digital ability and their employment status. The higher your skills, the more likely you are to have a job. And this isn't just some abstract score, it's a map of economic exclusion. It points to more people needing welfare and a massive loss of potential for our whole economy. And this doesn't just affect people trying to get into the workforce. It's a huge source of anxiety for people who already have jobs. I mean, this quote reveals a real crisis of confidence among experienced, mid-career workers. Nearly half of them feel like they can't keep up. And that puts them at a huge risk of being pushed out of the workforce way too early. The economic outcomes here are just crystal clear. If you have digital skills, you earn more, about 23% more, in fact. And you get access to better, more flexible jobs. If you don't, you're far more likely to be unemployed, stuck in a low-paying role, and honestly, the first to be let go when things get tough. We're talking about 2 totally different economic realities, creating a drag on all of us.
Now, if you think the situation is tough right now, well, we need to talk about what's coming next. Because artificial intelligence isn't on the horizon, it's already here. And it's about to act like a massive accelerator on this digital divide.
For workers who are already struggling, AI is a threat on multiple fronts. It's going to deepen their exclusion from jobs that will require interacting with AI. It's going to displace them from routine jobs without giving them a clear path to retrain. And they'll have to navigate AI hiring systems that might filter them out before a human even sees their name.
This quote really frames the stakes perfectly. The danger here isn't just a skills gap, it's the very real risk of creating a permanent underclass of citizens, people who are effectively locked out of the modern economy because the very nature of work has changed under their feet.
And please don't think this is some far-off futuristic problem. Right now, today, nearly 2/3 of large organizations in Australia are already using AI in their hiring process. AI isn't coming for hiring, it's already here, sorting and filtering you as we speak. Okay, so the problem is big, and it's getting bigger. I get it, but it is not unsolvable. In fact, the solution is surprisingly simple and incredibly effective. Let's look at what actually works.
This right here is the hero slide of this whole story. A major study looked at a basic digital skills program for long-term unemployed adults. Before the training, only 14% had a job.
Within just 2 months of finishing the course, that number jumped to 40%. That's almost triple the employment rate. This is proof that this kind of training is absolutely transformative.
So what was this miracle training? Were they learning to code? To be data scientists? Nope. It was about mastering the absolute basics. How to write a professional email, how to use a search engine to find jobs, and how to upload a resume to a website. These are the foundational skills that unlock everything else.
And this brings us to the most important takeaway. We have to stop looking at this as a social welfare issue. As this quote says, teaching these skills is not charity. It is a smart, pragmatic investment in our entire economy. A more capable, digitally skilled workforce isn't just a nice to have, it's the bedrock of a strong, competitive economy.
So we'll end with this question for you to think about. The technology is just going to keep advancing. AI will become a part of everything we do. The tools will change, but the core challenge stays the same. How do we as a society make sure that the door to opportunity, to dignity, and to work stays open for every single person? The data shows us a clear path. Making sure everyone can participate isn't just the right thing to do, it's an economic imperative.